people, I hope you're well and everything is going a-okay. So today I want to talk about blackface and why people are so sensitive about it. And I think that sometimes it is just too crazy. I mean, I know sometimes you have to defend our cause, it's black people and everything, but I think sometimes you just, too much is too much. Do I think that blackface in general is a racist thing? Yes. Do I think that it is a racist thing always today? No. So, an incredible person, Asian artist, decided to actually change her face so that she could actually look like the incredible Kobe Bryant. Let's just watch a video of it.
Good.
This woman did such a great job, it's just ridiculous. She did her blackface in honor of Mr. Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. She didn't do it to actually despise black people. She did it as an honor to Kobe Bryant. So people decided to go crazy on the internet. Everybody, by the way, not only black people, some white people. Asian were surprised because Asian do not really like, they're not into that blackface thingy. Again, this is something that has to do a lot black white, the history that is between the blacks and the whites. So people were like, hey, why are you trying to do this? Are you black? And it actually angered some people. Some people were like, no, she did a very good job. They just looked the artistic side of things. And some people, so our brothers, the fungbros, decided to talk about it, and I really love their videos, and I decided to give my opinion about some of the things that they were discussing. So we're going to look at the video, and I am going to give my opinion on some of the things they talked about.
Baobo is a famous social media makeup artist in China. She does a lot of imitations of a lot of celebrities. She did one for the late great Kobe Bryant, passed away tragically 3 years ago. And this sparked a huge online debate, Andrew. There was such a spectrum of opinions. On one side, people were like, what are you doing? This is blackface. Some people were a little bit against it. Some people were a little bit supported it. And other people were just like, dude, why is everybody so serious, sensitive in 2023?
Seriously, we don't even need to be pissed. I mean, this woman did a great job. I mean, I looked at her, I was like, oh! Some people are really good at what they do.
And say, wow, she did kind of look like Kobe Bryant in a weird way. And it was kind of weird to see it all happen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I guess
there's some strangeness to it.
There is some strangeness to it because I guess you didn't think a Chinese woman could even look like Kobe in any type of way. Now, I don't know if the end photo was kind of photoshopped or anything, but regardless, it is impressive. And I will tell you this, when it comes to the makeup artist game, she clearly got the mama mentality.
Yeah, somebody said there are a lot of rules around cultural appropriation, and they shift culture to culture. It's very difficult to know what is acceptable or what is not acceptable because even people within a group have a variance of opinion.
Exactly. Like, judging from the comments, obviously a lot of black people spoke out. Not even all of them, and I wouldn't even say most black people were offended by this. A lot of people were defending her or just saying like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's a little bit strange. I would say, yeah, I mean, but I do think that it's not wrong for people to be offended if they are a little offended.
Yeah, if that's how they can.
Sometimes you actually know that blackface is there, like the sort of blackface to just make fun of black people. That is like, people are trying to be arrests about that situation, but in this case, absolutely not. And I think that sometimes when there's nothing to be upset about, then people shouldn't actually be upset about it. So I don't know.
Whether people view it as hypersensitive or not, don't you think that after all the racist laws and the histories that African Americans have been through, they deserve to be on the defensive mode?
I think that people can leave whatever comment they want. Other people can leave whatever comment they want. However, I think as far as like canceling this makeup artist or like taking her down, obviously I think that's too extreme. She probably doesn't deserve that because it wasn't out of that intention. It was literally out of her love for Kobe. But I will say,
somebody said, this is a white guy saying, there is no white or black culture. It's all homogenized in 2023. If you can't zoom out and see that, then you're just not seeing big enough picture.
I think it doesn't actually see clearly. I wish there was actually not a black culture and a white culture, because I believe that people should not actually put their box in black. Oh, I'm black and I have to do this and that, and white people have to do this and that. I don't actually think that's right. But I think that the reality is there is a black culture, there is a white culture, and if we decide that that does not exist anymore, then there's a lot of things that can go left pretty quickly. But again, in this case, it was not against Kobe Bryant or any other black person.
Then also on the internet, as much as culture is being shared in an authentic and positive way, there is still racism. There's still absolutely racism.
Dude, it's so common. Did you guys know that Kobe was named after Kobe beef, which comes from the city of Kobe, Japan?
Yeah, I mean,
And I think this, and I think Kobe Bryant was actually pretty open about like the Asian community as a whole. I mean, basketball players, they go around Africa, they go around Asia, they go around, and Asian people love basketball. African people love basketball, but Asian people, they love basketball. I think, again, this is how it goes to show that this didn't have anything to do with racism. And it's a sad, I think most people, it's a sad thing, but I think, again, most people did not actually go extremist on this, which is a good thing. But to say that she shouldn't be allowed to do this, yeah, no.
Somebody said the Wayans Bros did a complete movie in whiteface. Was that okay? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, of course, you can have a long conversation about comedy and the lines of comedy, or if there are no lines.
And is it very different when you're punching up or punching down in the power structure? Absolutely. I think those are valid debates.
But again, if you're from Asia, are you punching up or down or just sideways, or I don't know. There were some people who were firmly against it. They weren't all black people. They weren't all white people. It was a mixture of people. But what did they say?
I mean, they were basically saying this is blackface. Given how culturally sensitive the historical context is, you should have the common sense to not even get this close. Somebody was like saying, if you are going to show enough love to an American icon like Kobe, you have to do more research on American racial dynamics.
She's a makeup artist. She's not a politician. They shouldn't care. If I decide to do a white face and try to look like Celine Dion, which I'm never going to be able to do because, I could never be a makeup artist like this. Not my skill. And somebody was like, well, you're not supposed to do Celine Dion and stuff like. I'll be like, okay, I understand. But I mean, like, she's just a makeup artist. She looks like Kobe. She cannot play basketball. Because now somebody is going to ask her, well, you're doing your face like Kobe Bryant. Do you know how to dribble a ball? Guys, she's just here to look like Kobe Bryant. She did a great job, especially the hair. So, let's move on.
Somebody said, what if a black person changed themselves to look like Asian and had slanted eyes? Would that be okay?
I mean, if somebody can make themselves look like an Asian, kudos to them. Because I'm sure it's not easy. By the way, I think one of the most impressive things that she did was the eyes. Because I went up and actually looked at it again and again and again. And I'm like, she has Asian eyes. Obviously, we know that Asian eyes are very particular. I'm going to, one of my next videos is going to be about this Asian lady that entered the cab and wanted to critique the taxi driver or the Uber driver as a racist person, which was not even at all something about something. But our friend here, the makeup artist, I mean, she did, her eyes actually did look like Kobe's eyes. I was like, ah! In the beginning, I was like, did she do the eyes right? And she did. But talking about actually making yourself look like an Asian, I'm going to apologize for something that I'm sure a lot of kids did in our time. I'm like between 35 and 40. And when we were kids, obviously, sometimes we used to I have a lot of Asian friends. So before people actually criticize me as a racist, I'm not. But we actually used to, pull our eyes to the side and be like, oh, you're Chinese. And if you're Chinese, you're like this. And if you're Japanese, you pull your hands maybe a little higher, but you're still pulling your eyes. I know we were kids and we were stupid and we were goofing around, but obviously when you grow up, you don't do it anymore, first off, and you just realize that, okay, you were being a silly kid, and obviously you can tell your kid to not do the same as you were doing and try to explain that it can be sensible against the Asian community and everything. But I think again, some Asian people will be open to it and laugh about it, and I think again, some people will be actually sensitive about it. But I think overall, I mean, if you're doing it to not actually make fun, like criticize and be racist against other people, it's all in good fun. If you're doing it to actually with motives that are that bad, then don't do it.
It's not gonna be doing the eyes. This is not how you're gonna make yourself look like Lucy Liu.
This guy said, I'm black and I'll allow this one. Chinese people worship Kobe Bryant, and just all around Asia, they love Kobe. If white people did this, I would feel different about it, and maybe it would be in a more mocking, insulting way if they did do it. Ooh.
And even on that, I think if a white person was actually blackfacing themselves to actually look like Kobe Bryant the way she did, I even think that that can pass, because again, you're being a makeup artist. You're not becoming like these cartoons and design that we actually used to see before. You just, honoring Kobe Bryant. So it shouldn't actually be an issue. All right, so I'm going to actually leave the link of the videos from the fungbros on the bottom. They're great. Go give them a like and subscribe to their channel, because I think they definitely deserve it. They're like great people. All right, my opinion about all this is this woman didn't do anything wrong. She did an incredible job. She went from looking like an Asian with Asian eyes, a nose that was a bit wide, and we know that Kobe Bryant, I'm actually going to put a picture of this in the phone. She got the nose right, the eyes right, the skin color pretty right, the hair amazing, the beard, everything, the shape of his face, where like the jaw, how the jaw is. She did everything right. As an artist, she gets like 200%, like 1,000% perfect, superb, okay. I think that blackface is not as it was before, and people are trying to really change. And I know sometimes we want to bring, as these two actually say, we like actually making fun of silly things, and we want to make a serious conversation out of something that is silly, and not actually go for serious conversation and actually make fun of them, which is crazy. So this is a hot chocolate that I think it's a French brand hot chocolate. So as most of you might know, cocoa, most of the cocoa around the planet is actually from Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ghana. So those two countries are like the biggest producers of cocoa around the planet. So obviously they try to sort of made an homage about black people, and this is actually how the packaging looks like. So it had changed. It's called Banania. First of all, you can see how much fun they have made. I think this is the latest version of things. After people have complained, this is still being sold in France. And I think this was actually in 2010 or after 2010 that they decided to stop with the red mouth and have this round. I think that, okay, fighting something like this as blackface, or the real blackface, like those sort of blackface, or going against Gucci because they did something like this, is obviously something that we should always fight about. But somebody actually giving up, like putting out a tribute and honoring one of the greatest that is no longer even with us, I think that was just a bit too much. If you're really against this, that's just too much. I don't think people should just like educate themselves on blackface when they're doing something like that, especially if you're an artist, you are somebody that does stand-up comedy or stuff. Like, there is a place where to complain, there is a place where to just go in and laugh, and even if you don't like the joke that much, it's going to be other jokes. And people sometimes just take stuff too seriously. If we want to go forward and make sure that we actually erase racism around the planet, we actually have to know where to fight and when to be like, oh, this is really pretty, and let it go. There are situations where we actually have to fight. There are situations where we actually have to say kudos to you. She did a great job. I hope the Bryant family actually liked it. She was not insulting. She didn't mean it as disrespect. So I think that we actually should be happy and encourage her for what she's doing, because she's just trying to, she did a very good job. I think if it was a bit even a miss, it was going to be something like, oh, she tried, she can't even understand black people, blah blah blah, but that was not the case. So I think that, you know, we should give her a chance and not cancel her, because she did a great job. And thank you for the Funk Bros to for their video, and tell me what you think in the comment section. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think it's too much? Don't forget to drop a like, a subscribe, share it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.